situated. All right. We are live. We're going to let everyone get a couple minutes to mosey on in. I'm going to post the announcements to everyone who needs it. Sure that ping is not us. That's okay. That's fine. That's PBE. We'll probably be raiding into there later. But for now, we've got our games. Okay. We are in a curry as the Narwhals host the Vipers. I would like to thank Dust for getting me everything in a timely manner beforehand, because otherwise I would have to be rebuilding it, and that would be fun. So I need to quickly just establish a few things for those of you watching at home and try to follow everything with our playoffs. The playoffs for the Dev Leagues are a little bit different from the playoffs from the majors. Where in the majors it's one and done. It's only one and done if you're a top seed, if you're a bottom seed. If you win your first game as the Vipers or the Kings tonight, you have to win a second game in order to do it. A Curry is the underdog, so we'll see what happens. It is clear. It is low winds. It is night, and we're going to Indianapolis because I'm not playing around with my engine. Noisy Boy, great to see you in chat. Just ping the teams and let them know. Sure no one else has pinged me. Make sure nothing's going wrong. Sweet. A Curry in red, Omaha Vipers in white. Hello, Tricky. How's it going? And Noah Fart's going to get to the 21. And that one's a incomplete pass to start it. Jamiracle Robinson is under center tonight for the Vipers. Every team has switched between two quarterbacks all throughout the season. So Jamiracle got the nod for the postseason. So far, he's 0 for 2. And 0 for 3. That's going to make it 4th and 10. Narwhal's defense is stout. And Calvin Frost is going to get this one. He's going to get to the 40. I love to see that all the nightmares are showing up for the early game. Warms my heart. I will be pinging them when they go live. Ucker back to pass, throwing off center, and he finds DJ Murray, the DB for the Vipers. They get a turnover. So after a not good start, the Vipers all of a sudden are back in this. And that one's incomplete. As always, the ads are covering some of our partner leagues. We will take this time to mention our partners. Cheer for Oklahoma. You mean Omaha? Partners are the EFL, the SA. Just watching the comp. That's fair. Adonetto is going to get a short gain there. It's 4th and 1. Despite the one-play offense, the Vipers are stopped again. This one's going to be a touchback, maybe. Depending on when they pick it up, it rolls in. Fred Ucker pitches it to Shahil Qureshi. Qureshi gets 9. Gets stopped inches away from first down marker. 6-2 from the Vipers. Play action here from Ucker. He's got time. He's throwing it deep. It's dangerous. Leifson, though, is going to score. Gonzo Leifson. Beats his man in one-on-one coverage and makes him pay for it. And so here comes Omaha's offense to try and strike back. They have yet to have a first down.
I am not Omaha's offensive, but I am
offensive. Yeah. By the way, so some fun history here for both these teams if you want to know your league's history. Oh no, she's going to hurt the okay, not. The Vipers are the defending champions. As that one's going to be incomplete. Robinson just can't make anything happen on offense. The defense for the Narwhals is stifling. Robinson Jr. back to pass, has time. There's a flag here. It's a hold. Noah Fart's going to get a catch, but it's coming back. By the way, the Narwhals are the only team to not win a ring yet. Wide open downfield is Uter Lighthorn with nothing but space. Omaha is going to tie this up. Looked like a blown coverage there, and he was just left. Oh yeah, we've won many a time. The Barcelona Nightmares are the winningest Dev League franchise, by far. But we'll get to there when we play that game. Caden Coleman to kick off as Omaha has tied this up. We could be seeing a second game. Leifson is going to get to the 15, 24. I can count. And Qureshi. This is about to be a Big Ten game, all offense. I don't think so. We've seen a lot of punts already. Ucker, though, has time, throws it in double coverage and incomplete. Although some of the decision-making does seem like college. As it's 3rd and 7. They don't dial up a run, much to the happiness. And Leifson has a step on his man, and that's going to make it 1st and 10. Yes, that is correct. That was a beauty of a pass from Fred Ucker. As Ucker back to pass. Glad to see the Vipers showing up, the Narwhals showing up, everyone's showing up. I love it. Ucker has time, back to pass, and incomplete. 3rd and 10. Vipers, Fred Ucker has thrown 2 completions. 50% of them have been touchdowns. The other one of them has been an interception, and they get a stop there for the Vipers. They're going to bring out the punt unit. So Omaha has a chance to take the lead. And this one's going to be a touchback. Adeneto, the lone back, is going to get the ball, and he's going to get 5. 2nd and 5 here. Omaha's offense got 1 touchdown on an Uter Lighthorn being wide open. I don't think the Narwhals are going to let him do it again. This Corpse Grinder gets tackled for a loss here. And it's the end of the 1st quarter. It seems like we've seen a lot of sparks already for a 7-7 game. Robinson Jr. back to pass, has time, throws in double coverage and incomplete. And so it's 4th and 7. A Curry gets the stop they need. Neither team is seeming to give up much. I kept you in at safety, Noisy Boy. I actually liked you there. I think you were actually doing better. And Koreshi. And Fred Ucker. Koreshi's going to be tackled by Emperor Fuyakage. And so it's 3rd and 7. Wide open downfield is blocked. He wasn't as wide open as I thought he was. And it's 4th and 7. Narwhals. You know why? Because I thought the Vipers DB was the wide receiver. And this one's going to be a touchback as well as that rolls. Yep. Almost ate my words right there. Vipers are looking alive this game. Adenetto gets tackled for a loss by Corpse Grinder. Robinson Jr. back to pass. Hit while throwing, nearly picked there. And Robinson Jr. has time. Throws. Uter Lighthorn gets a little bit of separation and makes a 1st down. Robinson has now thrown an average of 30-plus yards per completion, but has only completed 3 throws. As Bubba Tree will get that short gain. 2nd and 8. Robinson Jr. back to pass. And it's another pick. Calvin Frost this time. That's amazing. Ucker has a man deep and takes the short route. A-Dub, you shouldn't be surprised I won best kicker in the league. I learned it from you. It's an Axis-based sim engine. As Leafson makes a man miss and gets a 1st. Ucker back to pass as we hit the 2-minute warning. He's got it throwing it deep. Camera's going to drop in. Virginia Emmett has it. And a Curry goes up 14-0. This is still a 1-score game. Keep in mind, Narwhals will be getting the ball at the half. Robinson Jr. back to pass. Incomplete. And again, just bad throws from Robinson. It's like watching Robinson Sr. play. Adenetto is going to get 8, but not enough. And Curry says, we want to try and make it a 2-score game before we get up to go into a tunnel. So we're going to stop the clock. Caden Coleman punts this one with a beautiful punt. As Calvin Frost is going to get this one to the 30. Fred Ucker back to pass. And just throws that one away. Doesn't like the read, just doesn't like the look. Ucker has time and finds Koreshi for a fresh set of downs. The clock is still running. One thing to keep in mind, and I don't know if anyone else is noticing it or if it's just me, but Curry seems to be calling a lot of go routes with their wide receiver, and the DBs for Omaha are keeping that option locked up. Qureshi, short gain there, and Curry's going to call a timeout as they are at the halfway mark. It's 3rd and 8. They need a first down and then some to be in range of their kicker. And Brian Alexander Jr., the fullback, isn't going to get enough, and so Omaha's going to call a timeout, trying to put something on the board, make some magic happen before the half. And there's a false start here, knocking them back 5 yards. And this one's going to go out at about the 10. Robinson Jr., back to pass. Short one to Hunter Estrada. Robinson back to pass. And incomplete. Oh, you see the mouse? Mouse is gone. Robinson Jr. is 5 for 17 for 121 yards, 6-2 from the Narwhals. Robinson, quick pass to Hunter Estrada. That's going to bring up a fresh set of downs, but the clock is ticking. They're not calling a timeout, not loving that field position to do so yet. 6 seconds and a half. This might be the final play. And 1 second left. Robinson Jr., short pass, volleyball. And that'll do it for the half. And Curry leads 14-7. Narwhals are up. Caden Coleman to kick off. And Leifson's going to get this one to about the 25. 1st and 10 for the Narwhals. This is still anyone's game. Ucker back to pass. And just overthrows his man. Can't quite get the angle right. Tries a floater and just puts a little too much power on it. And Qureshi with a run is going to get 2. 3. And Qureshi is going to get to the 30. It's 4th and 2. So that's going to be a punt. The Omaha Vipers get the stop they need and a chance to tie it up, but the clock is ticking. Keep in mind, if the Vipers win, they still have to win a second game in order to advance. And Uder Lighthorn is going to make a man miss and get a huge gain there. Uder Lighthorn has been a bright spot for the Vipers this game and all season. Same would go for the Kings, yes. Adenetto. Because otherwise then, if every team makes the postseason, what's the point of the regular season? Got to make seeding count. Adenetto gets tackled for a loss. Corpse Grinder. Robinson Jr. back to pass and just incomplete. Can't get the read right. Hit while throwing, and it's 4th and 10. Despite the Udo Lighthorn catch, it's going to be a punt here from Caden Coleman. And this one's going to be very short. He puts a little too much, not enough power and a little too much aim on it. Yeah, there are only 4 teams in Dev League. If there was more, it would just be a one and done. As Bruno Buccarati is going to get the first. And Ucker misses his man. Ucker finds Koreshi. No, we don't have that kind of numbers. Don't show that we need to expand. I'm not ready to do it. As Dyson will get the TFL. And that one's going to be a touchback. They give it to Adenetto. Adenetto is met behind the line by Gummis Hod. There's a bust if I've ever seen one. I love hummus. I just give him shit. Robinson Jr. back to pass. Uber Lighthorn flies forward, making it 3rd and 6. Knows how to stretch on a tackle. Robinson Jr. short pass to Evo Upcoming, and Upcoming is going to get to the 45. As we hit the end of the 3rd, it's the 4th quarter. Let's get some 4s in chat. Robinson Jr. back to pass. Overthrows his man. Fresh set of downs, though. That Evo Upcoming catch and run might have been what's keeping them alive. And in this game, he's thrown it 25 times, completing 9 times. Make that 10 for 26. His Upcoming is going to get 1. It's 3rd and 9. They will be punting on 4th down still. Because the AI doesn't know it's a playoff. It just knows it's a game. He's flag here as it's a hold. Noah Fart, it's coming back. It's going to be a 3rd and 19 now. This distance might have been just, that penalty might have hurt. Rigged. That's a bold claim. And Estrada says, okay, fine, we'll make the first down regardless. Wide open. Uter Lighthorn is going to tie this up. As the International Sim Football banner comes on screen. Coleman's kick is good. Uter Lighthorn has gotten both touchdowns. He has been an absolute stud for the team. 175 yards is pretty decent indeed. And so now Curry needs to respond with something. Koreshi makes a man miss and gets 9. Koreshi is just past the 50-yard mark. Ucker doesn't like the looks. He's feeling the pressure, throws it away. Noisy Boy, are you talking about the VHL or SHL? Because those are the sim leagues for hockey. As that is 1st and 10, and they're actually partners of ours. Oh no, VHL isn't. SHL is. Oh, goals. Great One Hockey League. That one's good. Koreshi is going to get a 1st down here. And the clock keeps ticking. Four-yard gain, 3-yard gain there. They're a good group of people. Krieg actually plays for the Hammerheads. Yes, A-Dub. They are. I forget what Debbie's first name is. Little Debbie is in, though. I don't think I got the number right, but they're right there. Or somewhere on the DL. Is Debbie doing anything? Probably not. Well, I don't know if you're going to join Krieg. That depends on how the draft and scouting goes. As DJ Murray is going to get this short punt. The Narwhals can't score when they need to. Minute 36 to go in the 2-minute warning. the AI does go to overtime, and it'll be interesting. Robinson Jr. finds Lighthorn. Gets a first. Clock keeps ticking. Robinson Jr. back to pass. And just a drop there. Stops the clock, but I don't know if you want to stop time. You've got less than a minute to go. Going to be on Krieg's team, New Zealand, or Twisters. There are a lot of great teams in the majors. Noah Fart, and a penalty is going to bring this one back. It's 2nd and 20. Robinson Jr. back to pass. And it's a pick here! Gummis Hod reaches out, extends his arm, and gets the ball with a minute left. They're going to give it to Qureshi. Qureshi's going to get some. AW, don't call it yet. We have seen crazy things. We have seen the QB miss. We have seen picks. We have seen fumbles. We have seen kickers miss. Heck, you've missed field goals. Qureshi gets inches. 35 seconds left on the clock. Brian Alexander Jr. gets the first down, holds on to the ball. The clock is at the 19. Curry still has all timeouts, but they're not burning it. Pitch to Qureshi, and A. Curry's going to call a timeout. Henry Berger gets TFL. And so David Vent, too, with the chance to send A. Curry to the Dev League champions. 3 seconds left on the clock. It's going to come down to this kickoff return. The Narwhals might have just sealed it. Omaha needs a miracle. And they've got one play. This is it. Hail Mary. Do or die. There is no in between. At it. Robinson Jr. back to pass. Has time. Throws it, and it's deflected. That'll do it. Fred Ucker is your offensive player of the game. Corpse Grinder, your defensive player of the game. And the A. Curry Narwhals are returning to the Dev League Championships to try and get their first ever ring. And now I gotta let the other teams know they're up. Alright. The Kings are home. We're gonna give everyone a minute. By the way, I will be doing a giveaway, so stay tuned. Face Gen giveaway. Wicked Echo. Okay, that's good to know. Achoo. That's... Aha! Echo has been solved. Alright. Bless you, Wozy. Let's see what happens. Expert picks Barcelona is the favorites. As a friendly reminder here, the